know my name. Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. Big time, lot of slime. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me, yeah. Big time, big time, big time.
Welcome to episode 357 of Fourth and Jawn. I'm Gail Saunders here with Evan Hollywood Hearn and Mr. Mal Davis in the building. We're just talking about the schedule release. I know some people feel a certain way about the schedule. There's some people that lose sleep over this. Shout out to the people that do these trips, these group trips. Shout out to Philly Sports Trips. Yes, these are the people who don't sleep when this time of the year. But you diehard fans, I know you guys are really chiming in on which trips you want to go to. I'm getting a lot of DMs from a lot of Eagle fans. Which game should I go to? Heard Mark might be coming in from Oregon to see the Vikings play the opener. Some people are like, are you going out to Kansas City? But the schedule was out there, and we will be doing tailgates. So if you look at the screen in front of you, for the listeners that are watching, we are going to be doing some tailgates. But just overall, I mean, if you listen to all the pundits out there, Eagles have the toughest schedule in the world. We're going to have to shock the world this year, fellas. How y'all feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I mean, that's something that has been, put out there in the media for weeks now, that the Eagles are going to have the hardest schedule, yada, yada, yada. But to be honest with you, the one thing that everybody refuses to acknowledge that says that is that the league changes a lot from year to year. I mean, teams that were good last year, there's going to be some that take a step backwards. There's some bad teams that are going to take a step forwards. That's what the draft allows teams to do. And only good teams that are able to sustain through the draft, like ourselves, are going to continue to be good. But looking at it, looking at the schedule, I mean, it's pretty exciting. A lot of cool spots to go out to. I know that we tend to stay local for a lot of the away games as well. We always end up at a Washington game or a New York Giants game as well. So you can pretty much count those in there. But one thing that at quick glance, only 3 1 p.m. games, boys. The NFL loves us in the primetime slot.
I love it.
Same. I love it because that means I only have to wake up at the crack of dawn 3 times this year. But that's
it. Look at Ev being selfish, man. I excited about this. This for me is really, like we talked about on the last show, the test. And for me also a great opportunity for Jalen Hurts to stamp his name as top 3, right? They're we talk about he's the best quarterback in the NFC. We talk about he's one of the most talented quarterbacks there is in all of football, but this is going to be a gauntlet, man. And Ev, you make a great point that every year things change and some teams get worse, but the Jets on that schedule, they got AR now, right? And so that's a team that maybe a year ago you're looking at Zach Wilson, you're now looking at Aaron Rodgers and an improved team across the board. It's going to be interesting. In the back half of that season, man, is a gauntlet, bro. Mm-hmm. It is an absolute gauntlet. When you're talking Cowboys by Kansas City,
right after the week,
Buffalo,
the bye week.
San Fran, Dallas, Seattle, New York twice, surrounded by the Cardinals. I mean, that is a litany of playoff teams right there, right? And multiple teams that are even contenders from Vegas odds. So I'm excited, man. I got a chance. I don't know if you all listened to the press conference for Brian Johnson and Sean Desai, but hearing them talk about their vision for the offense and defense. And for me, Desai stood out as accountable, right? He's somebody that's not going to run from the mistakes that he makes. And he also has a buy-in in this city from being Temple alum and really getting his start here as a football coach. So, man, I'm excited, bro. I was thinking yesterday, football's on its way back, man. It's that time to get geeked up. So, it's going to be a tough schedule, but I think this is, again, a team that can definitely work his way to the playoffs and even further.
Thank God we have our Eagles, man.
I see Carl Smith in the chat saying, I'm going to Dallas. Cal Bundy says he wishes game 1 was the Winers, man. The 49ers, even Kyle Shanahan is now jumping on the same ilk of his players, saying that he's glad he's playing this later in the season due to he wants to have his team ready. Felt like they weren't ready. Like you
Bro, how
get
you
ready
not
for the
ready
playoffs.
championship? How
You
you not
get
ready for
there's
the
It
championship?
straight up does
Let's be
not matter
serious.
who's going to be the quarterback of that game. They're going
Let's
to
be
get
serious.
obliterated, bro. I
They
don't
gonna
even
get
care.
blown.
Have you seen our defensive line rotation? It's better than last year, the one that ended Purdy's season last year.
Now, Dennis says, I'm going to the Dolphins game. Grandmom, a first game. She is a Dolphins fan. I have to try to flip her. I have seen our birds play the Giants, Redskins, and going to make it to a point to see the Cowboys game this year. I also want to try the Vikings or Bills. Yeah, man. The funny thing is, it's always good to these times. Like, people are like, "Why are you so excited about the schedule?" Like, Dennis is trying to make plans with his family. This is what it's about. Like, going on these road trips, having it's a cool experience, especially shout out to Philly Sports Trips.
Yeah.
Who was going to send us on 3 trips this year.
Love it.
Nice.
Love it.
Hopefully another one or whatever. Just an idea out there, but we're trying to figure out which games we're going to go to.
I think that one of the best aspects of it too is that I'm kind of banking on the fact that once we hit postseason, those are going to be home games. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Shout out to you, Chase. Chase says he finally made it to live instead of listening after.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey.
I know Kelly Wilson's going to. He sent us a message that he's going to his first
Dallas,
Eagles game in Dallas. That's gonna be nice.
right.
I want
Awesome,
to get out to Dallas, man. I would love to get out there.
The weird thing about being on the West Coast when these games are, and these 10 a.m. games, it does not feel like NFL steez.
Yeah.
Wow. Is Nady doing part 2?
Now, if you guys don't know,
Man.
Chris Nady, he's travels
Legend.
all along with the Eagles. Has a sign. It might resemble Jim McMahon. At one time, it was Minshew, but now it's a morph of. It's more Jim McMahon. He's got a nice little headband. He goes to all the games. You'll see him with a sign in the end zone or some random spot where you're going to see it, and the NFL will let you see it.
Yeah.
So shout out to him and his bank account and the way it's set up that allows him to enjoy his Eagles. Like there was one time
we're brought the luck last year, man.
We're on our way down to the Washington game, and he's calling me. He's like, "Yo, are you driving down to, or did you guys take the bus?" I'm like, "No, I'm driving down," and we're having a conversation, not realizing that he is in front of me on 95 driving down to Washington. This is the type of dedication, the type of communication that goes on behind the scenes on game day. It's a beautiful thing. And
I drove down myself as well, and I remember getting down there and I snuck into that $80 lot for free somehow. So thank you for security at FedEx Field.
Now Prom is definitely hyped to go to Dallas. I know his brother is a resident cockroach fan. Carl Smith says, "I want to squash the roaches in Dallas. Period." Are you willing to take that trip to Dallas and be surrounded by Cowboy fans to watch that?
I want it for years, man. Bro. That's what I want for years.
Yeah. Have you been there?
Nah, but I used to live in Houston, so I'm used to the Texas fans. They good people, man. Texas is jumping, bro. So like, and I know people that have gone to the stadium. They said that it's absolutely gorgeous, and the Cowboy fans are obnoxious, but hey, boy, we from Philly, man. I ain't scared of no damn Cowboy fans. You must be out your mind.
Shout out to who is it? I can't think of. I'm drawing blanks right now.
Jerry Jones.
I'll tell that story. I'll tell that story later when it comes to my mind.
Did you guys happen to notice one of the first things I realized when the schedule got released is like there's a lot of commonalities as the last year. Playing Minnesota again, week 2. We've got the Giants 2 times in like the last 3 weeks. Isn't that how it played out last year as well?
That's gonna be an interesting one, yo. That's gonna be real interesting because that could be the 2 teams at the top of the NFC East when that first game hit. So excited, man.
And if you remember too, Jalen Hurts played phenomenal in that first Lions game, first game of the year last year. But that Vikings game, bro, That was
With,
the I'm
That was
him
big.
game, bro.
Yes.
That's I'm him. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Timothy Hurts that day.
And you know, it's always smoke with the Vikings fans too, because they still sick that we beat them on the road to that first Lombardi.
Yep.
And they talk so smoky. And you know, they had all the jokes around Rigger versus Justin Jefferson, but we got a trophy, big dogs. So
In your stadium. In your
check
stadium.
yourself.
In your stadium. So how you like them apples? Now let's get into it. Like let's start with the week 1 in New England.
wow.
this is one I'm looking forward to,
This
man.
is also a potential Philly sports trip because there's no way in my mind I can miss the first game of the season because we went to Atlanta, we went to Detroit.
Yep.
You have to be at the first. I mean, if you're,
I'm totally down for it. And another reason I'm down for it, bro. You think I'm dying to watch Juju Smith-Schuster get clotheslined across the middle, bro. After all that talk he talked after the Super Bowl, bro. Now he's in New England. We get to start off the year with him, set the tone. I know somebody is going to, be bothered by the words that he said and carry that onto the field.
AJ Brown, he said you're not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal.
Well, I'm looking forward to the fact that this is the dedication to Tom Brady game, so we get a chance to go in there, crush him at home, representing Tom Brady, who we knocked him off because he was weak in that Super Bowl. He wasn't ready for that smoke, man. So I'm excited across the board. First game, but also give them a loss on Tom Brady's day. Oh, that would be beautiful.
He said they were weak in that Super Bowl. He threw for 505 yards.
Selective memory, bro. I just remember the fumble. You know what I mean?
The only thing that's going to be, on our side that's getting pummeled is our wallets because usually we'll go around the stadium, we'll take over stadiums on Tom Brady Day. It could be a tough sell for a diehard Patriots fan. I mean, they're starting to become a little fair. They're a little shaky right now. They're on the ropes, but to give up their tickets will be interesting. So, and the price of the tickets right now are a little questionable. I've heard from, shout out to Mel. He hit me up. He's like, I can't go up there. I'm not fighting with Patriots fans to buy those tickets. But it's the opening day.
And honestly, like this is me just kind of shooting from the hip here. But like, I think that obviously this is going to be the Tom Brady Memorial game. But I think that this potentially, depending on how the season goes for the Patriots, this could be the Bill Belichick Memorial season. Yeah. I mean, if they go south, Mac Jones continues to not really show any progression. At his age, at what he's accomplished, why are you going to stick around for a rebuild? Why not just ride off into the sunset, man? Like, you've accomplished plenty in this league. So, if the Patriots are going to have a bad year, I think this could be it for Billy.
Shout out to John. Greetings and salutations. If you ever see John randomly, and he's rolled up to a couple tailgates, and then he says greetings and salutations, same as he does here. It's always a good time to see you, John. But shout out to Primo in the building. I know Primo again. We said he's been hyping up the Dallas vibes. He's the brotherly hate that's going on in his family. But week 1, New England. Primo, how are you feeling about this game? Are you excited?
What up, boys? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yep.
I just want to make sure. I'm feeling very excited. I heard there was some news yesterday that they're going to go be celebrating Tom Brady's career. And I actually want to be in the building for that, just to remind him who his daddy is.
I'll be wearing my Foles jersey for there, bro.
I think I might have to go ahead.
Is it a Foles day?
I think it's a Foles day. You know what I mean? I think I even might contribute in starting to chant. Who's your daddy?
Yeah,
but
that would be
chant going.
That would be a good chant. That would be something that would go viral.
Yeah, absolutely. But big shout out to Babs. He's one of the big New England Patriots fan who comes to our tailgates last time he came to our tailgates when we played New England at home. Very respected opposing fan. So big shout out to him. Kind of want to reach out to him and maybe get something together. So I'm actually looking to maybe take a road trip up to Boston for this one.
Now, all around, we have dubs on this one. Eagles are 1-0, correct?
Yes, sir.
just double checking because it could be we can get Mal with it. So week 2, versus Minnesota. This is again. I feel not that I feel bad at all for Vikings fans, but you're coming into a beehive, but it's an eagle hive, and their fans could be, kind of stingy like bees, because every single time Vikings fans
stingy like bees,
you come into the lots, things are going to be said, not by us in our group, because we do welcome all types of fans.
We do.
But it's a rowdy scene for Vikings fans. They actually don't want the smoke. Can you all agree?
I mean, they're the ones that put it on themselves, bro. I mean, I don't know why. Listen, I think that first of all, it's a little bit. This might be against many Philadelphia opinions, but the whole Rocky statue thing, it is a fake character. But at the same time, like if you were going out there and you were trying to get under the skin of players and Philadelphia fans by dressing up the Rocky statue, you're doing it to yourself, man. I mean, how many times do you got to watch, you're taking your pictures in front of the Rocky statue thinking you're owning us, and then you just get absolutely wiped the floor with on the field. Was it worth it?
Evan, watch your goddamn mouth. I grew up looking up to that man. All right, that man.
I love the Rocky movies, bro.
is serious to me. Okay, all right. I used to, I'm not even gonna hold you. You know, what I mean, I used to cry when Rocky 3 used to end, man. When I was a kid, you know, what I mean, that's how deep I was into Rocky. You know, what I mean, I look up to Rocky. So when you disrespect my Rocky statue, you disrespect him to the fullest. Yeah. But I mean, like you're right.
Put a prime mask on the Rocky statue.
Hey, stay tuned. I definitely agree with you, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of tired of playing these clowns, man. I really am. I feel like what's it been like 4 or 5 years straight now?
Yeah.
You're not tired of whipping that ass?
I'm not tired of whipping that ass. I mean, Evan's right. They did bring it upon themselves, especially the way they disrespected not only just the statue, but I mean, you're gonna go ahead and start your little skull chant on our steps, our Philadelphia Museum steps. You know, what I mean, that was disrespectful enough. So, I mean, you bring it to yourselves. I mean, you're right, Gail. When these fans show up to our stadium, to our lot, they get hammered. A lot of fans don't hold back, and they definitely let them know how their feelings are really to that point.
And I think the embodiment of that is that famous video that went viral of the kid that was "Go Birds," in that Vikings lady face.
To this day, that baby still gets played.
I'm gonna be honest. The only fans that really roll up into the lots and actually hold their own, I'd have to say it's the 49er fans.
Oh,
now 41ers.
Because they built, I mean, the 49er fans are similar to Eagles fans where they fight each other, you know what I mean? So, like, you get certain fan bases that don't even get along with each other. So, like, they're going to travel and hold it down. It's very few of those, like, you old Oakland Raider fans, right? Like, they was rowdy as hell, too. As far as Minnesota, listen, people going to the art museum steps in front of that is one of the largest tourist attractions in the city. No one from Philadelphia is really even over there unless they working out or walking or going to the museum. So like y'all going to somewhere that folks from Japan and China and Germany are going to, like, you're not really doing nothing, bro. Go post up. If you want to go to West Philly, go to the trenches, man, and find you a hood. Go North Philadelphia over by Temple.
No, don't
do all that activity over there, bro. And then I'll give you some respect. Until then, calm down. Right, like this is the reigning NFC championship team. Until somebody knocks us off, I'm still saying, and Vegas is still saying, we the favorites to go back. So Minnesota, get them out of here. Put them in the bathroom. We'll go to week 3, man. Get them out of here. We know that's a win. We 2-0 right now.
We got dubs all the way around. Shout out to Wealthy Mindhead. He's like, "Where's Tank?" See him on NXT. Shout out to Tank and Urban Fry. They have a show called Vetted. Tank is still going to be around. I know he's just dealing with some family stuff this week, so we'll see him next week. On the last show, we actually said that he is going to the rookie veteran barbecue on Monday, so he's hopefully going to have some intel. He's going to have some juicy nuggets for you, but Tank is a busy man. Dude's he gets around. He gets around. We now go into week 3. Week 3 at Tampa. It's a weird vibe because
Baker Mayfield smoke him.
Smoking that Mayfield.
Look, Gail couldn't even get it out. He had to kick himself out because he knew what he was about to say was some bullshit. That's Baker Mayfield.
I still see him
smoking
sitting around
on that Mayfield pack, bro.
What are you doing in the bathroom, bro? That's my spot.
How the hell? I got booted my. I don't know how that happened, but week 3 at Tampa Bay. It's just a weird vibe because I went there twice already.
Mm.
I've caught L's, and it's not a good feeling. I caught a playoff L. I paid $750 for 2 parking spots during the playoff.
God,
guacamole, bro!
That was the worst.
Why was that the rate?
Because that's how much it was going for.
That's how much parking spots cost down there
on playoff days, dude. How much was the parking spot in Philly on playoff day?
I get
half that.
But that was
$650.
No, but that was in one of the lots. Like I'm saying, you didn't have to go to the lot. You were all the lots $700 down there?
They have a weird tailgating scene. They had a tailgate police show up, and they were like, "Look, you got to move your stuff." That's how bad it is down there. So I got a weird vibe with Tampa. Okay, this is what I'm saying. I'm trying to get to that part.
That's fair.
Listen, man, Baker Mayfield, that offense is going to be in shambles. He's not good at football, despite how hard everybody keeps trying to prop him up as some sort of franchise quarterback. He had his chance. I don't see a redemptive story happening with this defense. And offensively, I think the Eagles are going to be able to dictate to Tampa Bay in a way that, maybe we haven't been able to previously. I think this will be the best version of this offense that we've seen, right? Like year over year, they keep stacking and keep getting better and more efficient and more effective. I think this iteration of this offense with Jalen Hurts and Brian Johnson making the play calls, this thing is going to be phenomenal, man. I'm not worried about Tampa.
Yeah, no, I don't think the Tampa is really anything to worry about. I mean, I brought up earlier how there's those teams that get better and get worse. I view the Buccaneers as a team that's on the downtrend right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you had Tom Brady and everything was rainbows and butterflies, you go into the postseason, whenever you want. But now they're a team that lacks a lot, both offensively and defensively. So
yeah.
I don't really fear them at all.
So we're getting 3-0 vibes, Primo.
Yeah, we undefeated, bro.
Yeah.
Primo, you're on mute, my boy.
I'm gonna say 3-0. I'm gonna say 3-0. One, you're not going to Tampa, are you, Gail? Because when you
hell no, he ain't going.
Yeah, because when you do go,
you're
to
not
Tampa,
allowed to no more, bro.
We can't tell. So if you're not going to Tampa, that's definitely winning the win column.
It is.
The only thing I'm worried about is the rain. Shout out to Richard.
Yeah, all the way from Amsterdam, bro.
Shout out to you, Richard.
Make some of that.
He said he's coming to Lake. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's the energy.
Let us know.
That's the energy I'm talking about here.
Oh yeah.
But again, man, these trips are going to be crazy. And they're going to be all over the place. But we are going to be for these road trips. We're going to be jumping on with Philly Sports Trips. So I mean, if you really want to book a trip and get involved on some of these road trips, make sure you hit them up at phillysportstrips.com. Make sure you're following them at Sports Trips PHL for more information. Vince is a great dude. He'll get you all set up. If you don't have a hotel, hook you up. Don't have a ticket. If you're a local and you just want to tailgate and get a ticket,
that too.
Got a package for everything.
So yo, Vince, remember last year I couldn't go because of the boy, right? So yeah, I mean, like slide me something so I could get around a little bit. You feel me? And we'll talk about that, Vince. I'm gonna get with you, Vince. But nah, that's a great group, man. I love Philly Sports Trips. And y'all had a good old time, man. Like I was sitting in the house, like the Blazers on the road having a great time, man. And
dude,
it was awesome to see.
And Vince isn't going out there, just getting any motel or nothing out there. Like, dude, he does his research and he finds a really good spot. When we went out to Arizona last year, man, that was an amazing trip, dude.
Amazing.
I mean, from the resort all the way to at the golfing trip I went on.
ATVs, baby. Em comes back. He's like, I think that was the best course I've ever played on my life.
It was. That's not even a lie. It was.
I was just like, I wanted to be into golf so much to feel the love and admiration that Evan had for that course. I was like, I wish I was in the golf because he looks happy as fuck.
Yeah,
I think the funniest part about that was, so I went out, since no one else in our group was golfing. I went out as a single, and I got paired up with 3 other guys. And the one guy I got paired up with that we shared a cart, he didn't even end up playing. He just wanted to check the course out, and then he's telling me he's like, yeah, I think he was recovering from cancer, so he was he wasn't 100%. But he wanted to check the course out, and I was like, yeah, no problem. And so, but then he's telling me, he's like, yeah, so the free lunch starts at 2, so we're gonna head back at 2, and that would have cut my round to like 11 holes instead of 18. I was like, this is the nicest course I've ever played on, so I'll drop you back at the clubhouse, but you're out of your mind if you think I'm not coming back here and finishing this round, bro.
Now, Tony says gonna have to start quick out of the blocks because that's a horror stretch later on. I mean, we'll definitely get to that gauntlet, but right now with Washington turning things around a little bit, it's a weird scene as their owners are now Flyers. So there's a little Philly mix in there, but I kind of wanted the same ownership because they've been messing things up and fumbling the bag for years. After they're getting new ownership, maybe they might turn things around.
I don't know. Josh Harris is going to own every sports franchise in America by like 2050.
Yeah.
He's got
and they
three
all gonna be
teams.
terrible.
Yeah,
like he's not doing nothing, man. Josh Harris is. I don't think that regime change is going to lead to much of a difference in Washington. No. Washington is just a dysfunctional organization, bro. It's a lot that they'll have to change for them ever to get on like an upward, consistent trajectory.
And to be honest with you, I don't even view Josh Harris as like a culture setting type of guy. He's just a bank account. That's all he is.
He's just a dude. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's better than what they had.
Yeah. I mean, where are we setting the bar at now? We should the bar's in hell, bro.
Bars left. The league was like, bro, you got to get out. You're
and it's actually crazy that considering all of the baggage that comes with that organization right now, that went and sold for what, $6 billion?
Embiid is the reason that the Sixers can't do this now. Oh my goodness!
Wait, Harris said that?
No, this man Koch down here talking about he got no heart. Oh Lord, is he not playing on an injured knee? Somebody explain this to me.
He had a bad knee, guys.
Somebody explain it to me.
No, dude, I mean, this is on.
Explain it to me. Put him in the back, though, man.
Joe catches some blame for that last night.
With the schedule, man.
for Harden and Tobias to combine for what, like 7 points, bro?
Bro, on like 4 for 40,000 shooting. Stop it.
Yeah, Carl says stop that ish. But I mean that last show we had Sixers hat on. We were back to our regular scheduled hats program. Yeah. So we got 4-0 right here. We got 4-0. Eagles are riding high. It's not on some homer shit. It's just on some real shit. So we did break out the graphic that I spent squinting my eyes.
How great was that first Washington game last year too, though, man?
Oh my God!
Versus Carson. God. How many times did Carson get sacked in the first half? Like 6?
It was on
7?
that. Yeah, it was like 6.
You saw that once you saw Carson's neck all red and the pimples busting over here. Yeah. I was like, it's over. First quarter over.
Boy, frazzled.
And then there was that play where you could see all the defensive backs from Washington looking at they were looking at AJ Brown like manhandle their secondary. Ooh, and there's a photo where you can see it in the background. It's like, I'm going to say a good 10 Commander players just had the look of fear in their eyes. And then not only did he go off, our resident Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith, went off. I remember coming back to my seat. I was trying to see what happened, and Prime's going ape shit in the seat. You guys missed it. It was the catch of it. But
it was one of the baddest catches I've seen, bro. 27 seconds left in the half, man. That man made a spectacular play. Yeah, being in Washington last year, that first game of the season, man, that was the hype right there. We had a great time thanks to Vince and the Philly Sports Show team. The bus ride there, I ended up taking the wifey with me. We had some great seats. We got a lot of TV time that day too, man. I remember that clearly. Our phones were blowing up. So yeah, that was a great time. And then, like always, every time that I know that I've been into a Washington Commanders, that Washington building, we've taken over that building. Like, it doesn't even belong to them.
They don't even have fans for real, bro.
Talk about just the tailgate, fans. Bro. I mean, Vince had 1,000+ Eagles fans at a singular tailgate.
1,000 plus 999 people definitely went. And then, there was one that was left behind.
Yeah, there was one guy that is still sobering up.
Alice had his own little camper with like little little bougie suite. He had it gated off, sipping on private stock as per usual. So going into week 5 is if you really want to be involved with this game, you're gonna have to get on a plane and go west, my peoples. Now, if you've never been west for an Eagles game, that's a different experience. The tailgate's a lot more Snoop Dogg, some West Coast flavor. It's a whole different vibe. I love it. I love it. Shout out to all my West Coast Eagles fans. I saw Birdman was in here as well. It's a great vibe. I've done it a couple times, and I can't say I'm not going to this game. We are going to LA.
Oh yeah, bro.
We're going to LA.
This is definitely one to circle on the calendar.
I think I might even go out earlier. I might just work out there earlier. Now I'm trying. If y'all are rolling, I'm trying to get y'all a little get us on the Paramount lot. Give us a little tour. My badge actually works on the Paramount lot, so
that'd be pretty sick.
If I can set up a tour,
okay,
I'm in.
Look at Hollywood Gale, man. Okay,
I'm just doing for the homies.
Hollywood Gale,
just doing for the homies. I think I might go out there early and work early in the week and just stay out there for the week.
Nice.
Yo, it's Los Angeles, bro. That's the right choice. You know what I mean? Like, that's the correct decision.
Now, Rams.
Talking Rams, you know what I mean? Like, Matt Stafford, right? They in a rebuild at this point, right? They traded their best cornerback. The coach, the quarterback, their best defensive player, all talking about whether or not they should retire every single year. Once they got that ring, the Rams was good, bro. They sold the farm.
Yep.
They did the thing that everyone's saying we did, but we didn't because we just had 2 picks in the past draft in the first round. But anyway, the Rams bouncing back. I think that this again is another win. And we get to go West Coasting, man. Oh baby, you get to go to the West Coast and win. Beautiful.
I love LA, bro. To be honest with you,
you look like you love LA.
That's sunshine right there, man. Sunshine.
Do you love LA like that?
I do. Really? You ever been to Venice Beach? It's a great time.
I love Venice Beach.
Yeah.
Venice Beach is nice.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Danny, man. He ended up making that happen for me. Took us to Venice Beach, ended up taking us to the Hollywood sign. LA gave us a tour. Shout out to my cousin. He was one that joined me. That was a crazy trip that we took back in 18. Mm-hmm. But this is definitely one that I circled on the calendar, man, because we got so much West Coast love from all our boys over there and the ladies, you know what I mean, all the fans. So looking forward to catching up with them, man. They've been reaching out. They actually started reaching out last night when the schedule dropped. It's, pretty exciting, man, to go ahead and actually catch up with our friends and followers. Really looking forward to it. Like I said, man, if you haven't been in that side of the country, man, this is the time right now, especially to go watch this game. But I'm with you guys, man. I think this is going to be a W. And the reason why is like, Mal mentioned, it's a rebuild for them. I mean, they ended up dumping everything from that time that when they sold the farm just to get to that championship ring. They got it. And now, there was no way they were going to be able to hold on to everybody. Yeah. So it's like, hey, this is the best time to catch them at. I don't think they're going to be, ready for us and ready for what we're going to be bringing to LA that day.
Now, Clizzy Moses says, I really want to go to this game. I was looking at tickets today. Yeah, man, I think that is going to be the vibe of the season. And again, as we're heading into week 5 here, that's no cap. It's 5 wins.
Easy
breezy.
Light. Jalen Hurts. I got him on my fantasy. He got me 5 wins on the season because he carried me. He went crazy.
Now
now it gets a little interesting.
Now the new, I'm gonna call them the new look Jets.
Yeah.
Not the New York Jets, but the new look Jets. They got a quarterback high on ayahuasca. I think he's renewed and refreshed. I think he might fit more in New York City than he does.
Yeah, Green Bay. That's what
in Green Bay. I think because I see this every day on 42nd Street. They're higher on something else.
White man high on ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Hey man, it'll be interesting.
Manhattan has changed.
I really do want to. Like, I'm not even lying. I do actually want to see what the New York Jets look like this year with Aaron Rodgers. Does his vibe resonate with the young Bucks? They already put. They were held up their conscience. They said, "Get out, Wilson. We don't want you. We don't love you." Garrett Wilson was, standing on the timelines for a new quarterback. So I just want to see their new vibe.
Eagles will immunize the Jets.
Yeah, give them the jab. What tie 834 at, man? Give them the jab, bro. You know what I mean? They gonna take the jab.
So does Uncle Joe have these Jets competing against
Uncle Joe?
Joe
Douglas.
Oh.
I think he made a mistake bringing in Aaron Rodgers, bro. Like Aaron Rodgers is not somebody that's gonna help you build a culture, right? The like Saleh, Joe Douglas, like that roster that they built, homegrown dudes, work hard guys. Aaron Rodgers is like the polar opposite of that, and so he's also not the player he used to be. We'll see, bro.
I don't know, man. I think that if you're comparing it to what they had last season, Aaron Rodgers is a massive step up from Zach Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that they are truly looking at a team that they're trying to capitalize on the moment. I mean, obviously, they're in the Patriots division, and they were, the stepchild, the unwanted stepchild for 2 decades, the better part of 2 decades in that division. And now that, things have opened up, I think the Bills have even kind of, after that playoff performance last year, I think they've even kind of taken a step back and with Tua, not being able to stay healthy an entire year, that division is kind of like up for the taking right now. And I think that the Jets have done a decent job in trying to secure that. I think that this is the best Jets team that we've seen in a long time. And if I'm being real with you, now, this might be our first L.
Ooh, wow. Woo. Woo, man! No,
it's tough to win every game every year, bro.
You're right. You're right. I mean, we went 9 straight last year, but look, you're right. The Jets is somebody I'm definitely keeping an eye out for because of all the moves they made, man. I'm hoping that you mentioned Uncle Joe earlier, Gail, and I think he definitely made some good decisions here. Aaron Rodgers' time in Green Bay was over. We all know that, and now he's here in New York living the hype life, he's been at games, enjoying his life, enjoying that spotlight. So I think that was just something he was looking for somewhere, and he got it out of New York. So he's been pushing for it. It finally happened. They got young talent, good talent on that squad, and I think they're gonna go ahead and definitely make a change. But Evan, I'm sorry, man. I don't think it's going to be enough for us, bro.
Week 6, 6
You don't got to be sorry to me if you're saying the Eagles are going to win, bro.
And the thing about
Eagles are definitely going. This is a 6-0 right here, man. I think they're going. I know they're going to go ahead and pull this one off, man. Rodgers is I agree with you. Rodgers is old, man. He ain't the same player.
Listen, bro. Breece Hall's coming back. Michael Carter's
I wanted to just say,
RB2,
but he's not somebody that meshes well with young talent. That's why they brought in Allen Lazard. That's why they brought in all these other dudes, right? Like Aaron Rodgers has a history of undermining young football players. And so when you have a team that's constructed around drafting well, like the Jets have done, and then you bring a dude in that literally has a history of undermining young dudes, we'll see.
And to your point, look at how long last year it took him to start relying on Christian Watson, who was balling out at the end of the year.
Dobbs, right? Yeah. The whole season. He's just not someone that relies on young dudes, and he's hard on them boys. And so, does that mesh with what they're trying to build, or are you looking at it like a Tom Brady quick fix to get you over the hump? I don't think the Jets are Aaron Rodgers away from being a Super Bowl contender, but I think they could sneak a couple wins in where they maybe last year because of Zach Wilson.
And also, Randall Cobb away from a Super Bowl?
Randall Cobb, man. That's boy he just keeps on bringing everywhere with.
I think that if you think about it too, I mean, you just talked about like making this like being a Tom Brady-esque move where you're trying to bring in like a great quarterback and get you over the hump. But in reality, like I think that those are two still very different types of quarterbacks. I think that Tom Brady is a much better leader than Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers is a very selfish person. So I think that, if you're looking for, I think it's just comparing apples to oranges, really.
Bro, Aaron Rodgers' family doesn't talk to him.
Yeah, exactly.
It was funny.
Tom Brady got divorced.
Like
his wife still talks to him.
Yeah.
I know AJ Dillon's mom and AJ Dillon, great family. They had it was AJ's birthday last week, and my best friend was there at the party, and I was just like, I wanted to ask him. I was like, yo, ask him about Aaron Rodgers. I was like, coming from you, like your Uncle Aaron to him. Like, could you just ask him about Aaron Rodgers? Because I'm dying to know.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going to put that on the time. If once
Right.
I do find out, I
You're
really
just
want to
telling
know what,
everybody right
the
here.
hell the vibe is like out there. I seen Jordan Love
Mhm.
have his pressure this week, and I felt like he had to hold something off his back. The
And he
monkey's off his
seemed
back.
optimistic about what Jordan Love has to offer him, over the next year or two.
What choice do they have?
I mean, you
He
see
said,
plenty
now
of
that
teams.
I know that I'm not
teams lying on their
QB2,
quarterbacks, bro.
like he feels a way. Like, now that I know that I'm not QB2 walking around here, I can have my set. And I'm bet you with Aaron Rodgers, he's like, bro, you can't breathe in my air because I'm breathing in all the ayahuasca.
And I just love how he just was publicly using drugs, and that shit is illegal too. On top of that, and nobody said a damn thing.
Nothing.
Bruh,
Nothing.
Right?
Nobody
Like,
ain't say nothing.
amazing, yo.
I was like, how do you? I don't know. This is a PG show. I was gonna say, how do you even smoke that?
Oh,
I don't think you do. I think you eat it.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Commercial break.
like, let me tell you how you do it at your house.
Yeah, they want to put the Jawn show talk about cooking up stuff. So week 7. Let's get into week 7. Obviously, the Eagles are 6-0. According
sir.
to Evan, the Eagles are 5-1 at this point.
No, sir.
So week 7, Miami. We're not talking about in Miami. We're talking about
Miami.
in Philly.
This
It means
gonna be an interesting
it means there's a potential tailgate. This is a tailgate. Let's see what, because we have to make sure we let people know when a Club Jawn is.
Whoa.
happening.
Your brother checking in, telling us how
Okay,
to take
Dwayne.
ayahuasca.
He at the house
Oh,
right
it's
now, kicking back.
My brother's he's
Got some ayahuasca tea in the other room.
he's an expert.
sir.
He's an expert. So week 7, like I said, week 7 is the Club Jawn moment. When I say Club Jawn, that means a lot of lights, a lot of fireworks, a lot of Prime yelling and Jersey fist bumping.
Hey, everybody, for a picture right now.
So that's week 7, October 22nd, 8:20 p.m. That's a Sunday night football game. That means prime time. That is the third primetime game the Eagles have, and that's only week 7.
Loving Philly, baby.
So
They're loving our energy.
we know that Miami's been picking up some talent.
time.
They also have at one point in time, our quarterback Jalen Hurts, our Lord and Savior, was a backup to Tua in Alabama. So it's a battle of Tua and Hurts. There's a lot of storylines.
Yeah.
I mean, Hurts was ahead of him at one point, right?
Yeah. He was.
They were each other's backups. I think there's a lot of storylines there. I think that if you just look at, to be honest with you, I was about to make a statement and say that, I think that Jalen is more dedicated, but I truly don't know much about Tua on a personal level, so I can't really even make that statement. I know that dude gives it all out. I mean, you see that continually, like with the brain injuries that he was traumatized with last year, to continue to play, to continue to go out there and play at a high level. I mean, the dude is dedicated. But I think it's gonna. Personally, I think it's gonna be a great matchup, and it's a great one to be in prime time. I think it's gonna be a high score and fun game.
Wait for the double L part, F.
Huh?
I'm waiting for the double L part because I'm sensing.
I don't think we're losing 2 in a row. That's a dub.
Yeah, man. Mike McDaniel is building a heck of an offense out there, right? Like what they're doing in Miami, Tua is a glove fit for. They took A-Chain, who we were going on and on about during the draft process, and they're already talking about how they want to leverage him to spread out that offense. And then you add in Waddle, and then you add in Tyreek, man, right? Like they just added Jalen Ramsey. This is a good football team, dude. So, I think that the first thing that came to mind was a Jake Elliott kick at the end, 54 yards out, baby.
Yeah.
Clock going zeros, and we walk in with a 3-point win. But this is a good football team. And, I can see Philly, if they don't bring their A game, like Miami's going to come out there running from the jump. So, you got to be real careful, and he definitely shouldn't play, but that's a different conversation. You got to be careful with Miami, man. That's an offense that could put up a ton of points really quickly, and a defense that got a lot better over the past calendar year.
And to your point about
Is that a dub, Mel?
I'm giving us the win. Jake Elliott, bang. and then we leave.
To your point about the wide receivers too, like I think that we're really fortunate to have the wide receivers that we have on this team because we have a solid, 1A and 1B. But Miami is one of those teams that I would be willing to hear an argument as to they're on par with us with
track meet, son.
Really,
like them
man.
boys
Between Tyreek
go.
Hill and Waddle, and I saw these. I saw some Eagles fans on the timeline the other day. And, they were coming to the defense of Devontae Smith. And I saw someone put out there, dude, Devontae Smith is so much better than Waddle. It's not even close. I'm like, dude, that's a little bit disrespectful.
So he's better, but not so much.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so much. Maybe he had 1,300 yards last
Waddle
year.
A beast, bro. Waddle a beast.
A different juice level. He's got juice levels, but route running levels. There's Devontae.
I'm not gonna lie. I love Waddle's touchdown celebration too. The Penguin Waddle.
Now, Tim,
I love it.
Tim Perkins with shout out to Tim. We saw him at the draft recently, but he says here in the Finns are trying to acquire Dalvin Cook after June 1st. That would be
fit, honestly.
He's a Florida boy too, man.
Yeah,
that would be an excellent fit.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Think about his life change too, of going from Minnesota weather to Miami weather.
Don't you know?
And no freaking income tax, boy. What?
Don't you know you're gonna be enjoying a cool extra $1 million on the taxes? Financial gang in the building. Shout out to Pete Nathan. He says Waddle is a beast.
Yes, sir.
2020 is talking about he's like, I don't care about schedules. I'm talking about wide receiver threes. Dolphins have as much firepower on offense and defense as the Eagles.
Yeah.
But the common denominator of wins is Jalen Hurts.
And part of that, and also system stuff too, right? That we have folks, especially on defense, and depending on what the side does, it'll look similar. So it may not be as many growing pains for us. But yeah, it's a good team, man. Like I said, I see us winning by 3, and I think the Eagles are winning the NFC. So you playing a team like that's that close speaks volumes of what kind of talent they have.
So and honestly, that's another team I could see us playing in February, man.
So Primo, you at this moment, you got a W on this one too?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a primetime game, Sunday Night Football. I think it's going to definitely bring the best out of both teams. So it's going to come down to the wire. I'm looking forward to this game because of the last time we played Hill, he ended up embarrassed the shit out of us, our secondary. It's not going to be like that, this outcome, you know what I mean? Because we're definitely fully loaded there, and I think we're going to have somebody in the right position to go ahead and keep up with him. To an extent, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think it's going to be a better outcome shutting him down. So I'm catching this. I'm putting this one down as a W2.
Adrian, we are going to road games. I think as a whole, I think me and Prime went to how many games? 12? 13? 13? My wallet.
13.
My wallet is
my wife
still recovering,
bro. Allison would leave. She'll pack up MJ and be like, "Oh, it's over, big dog. You went to 13."
Yo, give it some time. Give it some time, bro.
So,
relax.
We are
do your job there and relax. That's all.
You know what? I'm
listening. We are vibing with we're vibing with LA, KC, and New England at the moment. I could add it. I could be talking to another one.
Those 3 would be explosive. That'd be an explosive 3 because I want to go to KC for the food as much as anything. Like I'm pulling back on the beef and eating that because I don't want to have a heart attack when I get older. But for that week,
go and have a ham sandwich.
I'm getting right, my boy. Yeah, we'll know the vibes. That's all.
We didn't talk about
They're 17-0 again. Come on, let's get
it. We didn't talk about they got an old trusty, knowledgeable defensive coordinator in town, Miami. You know?
Yeah,
Vic Fangio.
That's going to be very interesting.
He knows he does know the team by the back of his hand too. So 2020 is a closet Dolphins fan, I think a little bit. Oh, this is the fourth one. Seattle. We could get into Seattle, but we'll get there when the record gets to it. But Seattle, Mark, I'm feeling Seattle. I'm feeling Seattle. I don't think Prime's feeling Seattle though.
Oh, I mean, I'm not.
Have you been there?
I've never been to Seattle, but we are playing Dallas before Seattle.
Yeah.
So that one's going to be a tough one to go back to back.
F.
I'm gonna just keep it 100. So now listen to me there, man.
You know,
That's a
no
tough
back to
one
backs.
You know what I mean? These two single mother suckers up here, they good. You know what I mean? They good. But
Hey, I got a question for you, Ev. Which you're a resident grunge historian.
I was gonna say that's my music mecca, bro.
Which famous bands come out of Seattle?
Stone Temple Pilots, Nirvana, Alice in Chains. I'm missing one of them. Oh, Pearl Jam. Dude, that was the mecca in the 90s, bro. That's half the reason I want to go out to Seattle.
I went on real, bro. Seattle, I went when I was 12 years ago. Clearly, one of the nicest cities I've ever been to, as far as the people. Like, yo, they let you cross the street on green lights, and we coming from like New York, Jersey, Philly, so like we're not used to consideration and stuff.
Right.
And so being out there, it didn't rain at all. Like, it was a dope city, man. Seattle's a really nice place. Really amazing people out there. So that would be a cool trip. The time of year, man, might be interesting though, because the weather gets funky, bro.
Yeah, I've heard it's like mad rainy out in Seattle, and that's
funky,
why I think they got like some of the highest depression rates in the country, just because it's dreary as hell all year round.
It was like, I just want to get rained on in Seattle while
That's
singing
all it does over
Pearl
there.
Jam. We were on a road trip. I think we're on a road trip to Carolina.
Baggy ass pants or their bands and shit.
And Ev was like, think we could put on some Pearl Jam?
Yeah, you gotta put that Pearl Jam on.
We had like an 8-hour ride, bro.
Which I was totally, I was like, go ahead, get that Nirvana in. But week 8, we go back to when we get Washington at home. This is again, I feel like there's a thrashing. This is, I think this is a W. Can we all agree?
Agree. Moving along.
So we're 8-0, Evan 7-1.
Yes, sir.
Okay, moving right along.
Sorry to bring the vibes down with my 7-1 over here.
Week 9, we have the Cowboys, and this is
I'm going for a sweep this year, guys.
This is at home. This is this week 8. I'm sorry, week 8 was at Washington, so this is going to be a Philly Sports Trips potential road trip as we just drive down 95. So that's an extra Philly Sports Trips tailgate in the mix. So we got a lot of TBTs, on here. We're gonna fill those with sports trips as we figure out which ones we're going to. But week 8, that could be a potential Philly Sports Trips moment.
He got to lose in the Jets.
The Jets.
The Jets.
So far, yeah.
So this game, week 9, we have Prime's favorite time in his family household. Last year, we actually gave tickets to his brother to come to see the game, and I never was more happy to see a Cowboy fan happy, but also happy to see him lose after came out of the stadium. So it was a win-win that day.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a rival game. Are you guys excited about this one?
Hell yeah. And props to Will too, man. Even though he's a Dallas Cowboys fan, I will acknowledge that he's got one of the best fan caves I've ever been in, bro.
Will's a cool dude, bro.
He went all out with his man cave, dude. That's a hell of a spot to watch the games at.
Yeah, bro, we get down. You know what I mean? He has his holding it down at his household. You guys already know what the man cave is like here. This is the one that we always look forward to every year. I mean, especially with the rivalry between me and my brother when it comes to this game. But you guys already know how I feel about this squad, how I feel about their fan base. You know what I mean? It's always going to be an L in my vision against going for them. Just making it clear for them. But I despise this team, man, and I make it known every year, any day of the week, any day of the year, whatever. I'm making known, and I'm gonna continue to do that because I just can't. I hate them. But this is one I'm looking forward to. So I hopefully, bro, will go back into the building with me again this year. You know what I mean? So he could go ahead and leave with an L like he's been dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
Is this a potential Micah Parsons game where he stays here and doesn't get on the plane and says,
it's a possibility
for that trade deadline too, man.
It's a possibility, bro.
I keep seeing him in like Phillies gear and Sixers gear, and I'm just like, and then he was at the the Devontae Smith softball game. I'm like,
He'll be
Wait
back
till we
again
see him this year, man.
He'll
I'm
be
like,
back
yo,
again this year.
we should just get him a shirt and be like, look, man, just here.
do you think he would ever? I don't.
Enjoy that Micah Parsons in a Sixers jersey while it's right now, because I've just got this gross feeling in my heart that there's going to be a Tyrese Maxey and a Micah Parsons jersey come later this football season. I will not look forward to.
But
Is
listen, man.
Tyrese Maxey's a Cowboy fan?
He's from Texas. Yeah, I believe he is.
Yeah, I mean, with this one here, bro. Well, first I want to shout out my brother Andrew, my best friend. He a Cowboys fan. We've been making a bet Cowboys Eagles, Jesus, for as long as I can remember. I think the Eagles lose this game. I think we split opposites, bro. I think we lose at home, they lose at home. It's just one of those games, man. Like, as much as I want to say we beat the Cowboys have a vendetta for us that we don't share for them necessarily at this point, right? Like, I think the Eagles have a much higher vision for where they're headed. Philadelphia is Cowboys are laser focused in on Philadelphia, and I think that they're gonna come out trying to just prove something. This will be a close game, but I think we split opposites. So I'm on the one loss wagon now with this bum Hearn. You know what I mean?
Ben, aka
Funny
Bob
enough,
Downey
my brother's name is Andrew Ahern, so if y'all might be related somewhere.
Bob said Parsons couldn't crack our starting lineup. Screw him.
Michael Parsons would be our best defender, but let's not get into that.
Shout out to Darlene, who's very excited. She's, what up, guys? Live in Tampa. I'm from New Jersey. Bought tickets for Tampa game. I am so excited. I will be flying off at the 40. You're gonna have to come tailgate with us for the 49ers game. Tampa.
I can't wait for that Niners game.
So
bro.
nobody.
God, I can't wait.
Nobody on the show is going to Tampa.
Hell no, that's Florida, bro. You see what DeSantis is doing right now. I can't get caught up in the foolishness, man. I might get blocked up for just being black.
We're talking about a game,
man. All right, ain't no game what he doing right now.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna save it for the ones that I haven't been to. So yeah, I already been to Tampa. I'm good.
Ain't nothing going on in Tampa, man.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind Tampa, but like I don't know what we would take off the list for Tampa. So
right.
Other games definitely make way more sense than Tampa.
So 2020 is agreeing with Mal. He's going with, at this point in time, 9-1 or 8-1 at this point.
8-1.
8-1. So Mal's at an 8-1. Ev is at an 8-1, and me and Primo are at a 9-0. 9-0.
I'm curious to see what Prime's loss is, Joe.
I'm gonna keep it G, but this one I think we sweep the Cowboys this year, bro.
Okay,
Elena, it with a big boo for the Cowboys. I'm holding strong. Pete says, all kidding aside, we lose one to the Cowboys, Seahawks, Chiefs, and maybe Giants. 13-4 season.
I think we got something special for the Chiefs this year, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if we win that one.
Okay, moving right along. As we, week 10 is a bye. Not only is the number 10 a shared number between Tanner McKee and our punter, Aaron Sipos, it's also the same number as our bye week. Bye week, that's usually time we spend with our loved ones. This is where Prime is doing yard work, breaking leaves.
Pay attention, man. Pay attention. Follow my lead, bro. Follow my lead.
That's how you do. That's how you
follow
do.
My lead.
Now, here, this is going to test the. This is going to test the podcast right here. Week 11, also a big trip by Philly Sports Trips. This is the trip that we've all talked about going on.
Yeah, hella ribs on this one.
11 at Kansas City. This is talking about getting heartburn and heart palpitations, playing the former team that, honestly, they beat us in the Super Bowl. These are just facts.
This week, man. Can we just call this a win and just move on? I'm not ready, bro.
So it's a W for you?
Yeah, it's a win. We're going to win.
I think
Pat Mahomes in the regular season, Pat Mahomes in the playoffs, even though he's the MVP, like, he gives different sort of effort sometimes. I think we could win with this one.
I kind of think it's the same sort of thing that Mal was just saying about the Cowboys and how they're laser focused in on us. I think if there's any team for the Eagles to be laser focused in on, it's the ones that beat you in the Super Bowl. Yes. So I think that all of the Eagles players have this one circled on their calendar. This is the game that they're looking most forward to right the ship. And I think that we win that game because of it.
It's a get right game.
Yep.
Kansas City, like watching their offensive linemen partying on the sideline, right? Like that, like there were moments in that game of just the ultimate disrespect. San Fran and Kansas City, I feel like the Eagles players, if they have any sort of pride, those have to be the two games that they have circled, because those teams have been talking wild trash the whole offseason, son.
Yeah.
Boy, you better be excited to get between them lines, man.
And the Cool Tone says, Big W, we coming off a bye week 2. Pete Nathan says, KC got good barbecue. Didn't talk about anything about wins and losses here.
I'm about to get right on it too, boy. Y'all
This is-
gained 40 pounds out there.
Pete Nathan says this is a loss. Elena says we beat ourselves, not this time. So, okay. Primo, you have a dub in the tub?
I have a dub in the tub, and the reason why, man, I think we definitely are going to go ahead and own Andy on this one. I like the fact that it's this late in the season because we got enough games under our belt so we could be prepared for this. Like you guys said, man, I think this is the one game that the whole squad is definitely focused on because we lost to them in the Super Bowl. They ain't gonna have a trashy field like we played in that day. So I think they're gonna stand their ground real good and be hyped up about this one. And they definitely want to go ahead and come back home with that W. So this is definitely 10-0 right here.
Primo with a shot at the side god.
First of all, wasn't it like 92? And like, I'm not an ageist. I believe that people can accomplish things at all ages in life. But when you're ensuring the field, a multi-million-dollar operation to a person of that age, like, you might want to rethink that joint. So, that's all I'm saying.
No, I'm pretty sure they knew what they were doing, man.
Of course they did.
So Primo's at 10-0. Mal's
What'd
at
you say, Gail? You ain't give us nothing. What's yours?
Yeah, 10-0. I'm
Gail
I'm at
flies
10-0.
under the radar, bro.
Okay.
He just throws jabs. He doesn't.
I said 10-0.
Oh, that's what you think. Okay, next one.
Yes, sir. What you got? 10. You got 10. You got 9-1 here.
10-1 because we're in week
10-1.
11. Oh no, I'm sorry, 9-1 because we're past the bye.
Yep.
9-1.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Ricky Payton. Says, "What's up, fellas?" He said, "Our schedule looks tough, but we should be playing with a chip on our shoulder, at least win the division this year." And Craig, congratulations to you and your family on the birth of your child, man.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congrats, Ricky. Yes, sir.
We
Welcome to the
bumped
team,
into
my
Ricky
boy.
had a couple tailgates there, but now he's a dad. This is this dad tailgate. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's move right along. Let's Week 12. See, now this is the gauntlet what we talked about. It started in week 9 with Dallas. That could be like the gauntlet junior with Dallas. But Kansas City, we just talked about Kansas City. Now we have Buffalo. This could be the Super Bowl of tailgates.
Is this one home or away?
This the square off, yo.
This
is Bills fans and Eagles fans. Like this is what like purgatory might look like.
Yeah, they gonna come too. They
definitely will.
Up, bro.
And to be honest with you, that's like one of those fan bases that like I see a lot of. They're very similar to Eagles fans in my mind. I mean, they are super dedicated and they stand by their team. They're loyal as hell, bro. I mean, I could not imagine as an Eagles fan going to 4 straight fucking Super Bowls and losing every single one of them. And then they still pack the stands every year, man.
Hey, man, I don't mean to put the logo Buffalo in your face.
But it's gonna be a good game. Mark says no table survives. Do you guys think that they're gonna put Philadelphia's gonna put some sort of no jumping through tables clause for that week?
It's gonna be a rowdy. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a rowdy scene. The funny thing is we
should buy a bunch of tables now and sell them that week.
We should.
Lots.
We should. Are we gonna pre-cut them?
Double the price.
Pre-cut them.
Pre-cut them. Perforated tables.
me and Prime ran into the Eagles fan with the poncho and the Mexican hat. Mm-hmm. The guy that jumped off.
Yeah.
And he's a small dude. I was like, damn,
what did he jump onto? Was he like crowd surfing? I remember that.
I don't know what he did.
He jumped off of a van.
I remember what he jumped off. I'm saying
he landed on the table. It was on the table.
It
was a table.
What a madman!
So this is like we went up to Buffalo and the scene in the parking lots. We were like, there's only a lot where it gets really rowdy, but they actually had like legal signs up saying that you couldn't do certain things. So I was just like, I thought this was supposed to be Buffalo, but like, no, if you want to see the rowdy stuff, you got to go over there.
Specific one.
They got one dude who pours like
Mustard all over
Ketchup,
himself.
mustard,
Ketchup.
all yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I don't understand what the hell that is.
That's
Now-
just some northern folk stuff, bro.
So, real talk.
Buffalo was a dead city, right? If y'all recall. I mean,
It was that Kmart was popping. Other than that,
yeah,
it
but
was-
on the way to Niagara Falls,
It's a small city though. Like
on
Buffalo,
the way to
there's-
Niagara Falls, it
Dude,
felt like
it was all right.
remember that stadium? Like it was like right in the middle of like a suburban neighborhood.
yeah,
bro.
and then it
Like
was
it's
like
just
high
a tiny area.
Yo, I remember we were all freezing our asses off that day.
it was. When you look over in the game and you see the little bitch and
The high school bleachers.
See the
Oh,
little-
Yeah,
man.
dude, they had us in the bleachers and shit.
because you're cold and you want to look over to the next man to give you strength
Oh, man.
or
He
woman
like-
to give you strength,
There
and you're
was
like,
no strength nowhere there, man. We started getting closer and closer
Yeah.
to each other. Like,
man, I was in the
this is
shivering,
crucial.
trying to keep warm, drinking some cocoa, and I saw the crowd went nuts, and then Miles Sanders took off, and then I was juiced up. I was like, I'm ready to go back out. So I mean, real talk, their quarterback has been talked amongst the best QBs in the league. Are we concerned?
No.
No.
Yo, this is where Fangio's defense made their hay, is the two deep split safety looks to stop Josh Allen from going over the top. I'm not afraid of Josh Allen, bro. Like, we've seen Josh Allen. We know who he is. He's mistake prone. He's going to be a guy that will make one or two catastrophic mistakes at some point in time. And I feel like the Eagles have enough playmakers to capitalize. Buffalo is one of the few teams in the AFC I'm not worried about, bro. So I think this is a win. I think this isn't even a close one.
I think that this is like, and I talked about earlier how Buffalo is somewhat taking a step back after last like playoff year. I really think that, like, especially depending on how Buffalo's season plays out leading up to this game, if it plays out like kind of how I'm thinking it's going to play out, like I think that the pressure is going to start to mount for Josh Allen, bro.
Oh yeah,
and he's going to have to like have somewhat of a prove it game.
And this is a real pass rush that's in your face.
Oh yeah.
What?
And
yeah.
75 sacks this year.
He injured his elbow, right? And so he's recovering from that. He's a guy that takes a ton of hits. And you know, again, a dude that turnovers are part of his game, has been that way since Wyoming.
He's like Favre.
Yeah, I just don't worry about Josh Allen the way I worry about a Mahomes. You know what I mean? Like, there's just certain players that have it. Hurts, right? Like, I think that Burrow, like, there are certain dudes that you be
Burrow
like,
above Allen at this point.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, at the same time, though, I think Diggs is starting to get fed up, man. So, you know, I don't
see it in the playoff game, bro.
Did you guys see that story that just came out this previous week about Josh Allen and that whole thing?
No.
So that moment that you're talking about where Diggs was like tearing into Josh Allen on the sideline, apparently the day before, Josh Allen got caught cheating on his girl. And so he might have been in his mental. That was and you're a franchise quarterback. You got to do what you got to do. But like what I'm saying is that, like, looking back on that, there's a lot of speculation that, like, Stephon Diggs was essentially calling him like, "Yo, you got to get your head in the game, bro. Like, you know, this is fucking playoffs."
I'm gonna be honest with you. Josh Allen doesn't strike me as the most studious dude either, right? That, like, he's one of those guys that physically has it. And so I never have heard the chirpings of, like, he's a film study guy. He's deep in the like, Joe Burrow is the guy that organizes all the things. Pat Mahomes spoke about how he had to get better with film study. We know Jalen Hurts is just a film nerd. I feel like Josh Allen is one of those guys that is physically imposing, but we've seen that with Phillip Rivers. We've seen that with these other guys that, like, have the build but don't ever do nothing with it.
So you're saying that Josh Allen had his mind on Puna. Meanwhile, Todd was bringing Puna Ford's father to a tailgate because Todd actually works with Puna Ford's dad.
Nice.
This would be a great opportunity for Primo to put a sticker on his back. If you haven't watched Prime's videos, he randomly goes up to random people and puts stickers on them.
Yeah, I had a moment in Buffalo too where I just randomly stuck the Prime sticker on the Buffalo Bills
that's
wall
still
that
on my Instagram.
Yeah, man, that was a moment too.
Let's see here. So let's look at the record here. We got wins all around.
Yes.
Week 12.
It's great about Buffalo.
It's
I really know.
it's 10-1. It's 10-1 for you guys, and it's
Yes.
11-0 for us.
Yeah, that's not ridiculous. Go ahead.
Not at all.
That's not
Not
homerism at
at
all.
Come on, man. Was it ridiculous last year? It's not ridiculous
Not.
this year.
Never ridiculous.
Week
Oh,
13
we are
versus
on
San
the
Francisco. This is
curb
at
these
home.
idiots. I can't.
We've heard enough out of their fans. We've heard enough out of Debo Samuel. I've almost I almost feel bad. Like I feel
Buy this
I'm a
ticket
big
right
fan
now,
of Debo
bro.
Samuel's game, but after all the whining, I'm taking back.
man.
I'm taking it back. I'm
Give
taking
me
it back.
this
I'm
game.
buying my ticket
Dude,
right
they
now.
had their freaking kicker talking shit at one point.
You saw
And they
that.
since have drafted a kicker.
Not
saw
only
what you
that,
call
but
it,
we
the
had a
coach saying.
former. We had a former player of ours is over there now talking shit. Come on, man.
Oh, Javon Hargraves. That's a little
Yeah.
too much.
That was a little over the top.
Bro.
Brad
but-
Thompson.
Yeah, no, this is. I mean, we're talking about games that people have circled. This is another one, man. All
Got
of
to.
the talk that we heard about what if Purdy played, guys. That was your third string quarterback that year. Is that what we're talking about? We're talking about if your third string quarterback stayed healthy and your fourth string didn't have to come in, you would have beat us. You're out of your mind, bro. It's one of the best Eagles defenses of this millennium. What are you talking about?
Bro, I'm just trying to find out who's going to be the quarterback for this game. You know what I mean? They don't even want Lance in there anymore. And then this guy doesn't even know if he's going to be ready. And then I'm pretty sure down the line, or if not, when
Purdy
he
should
sees us that
definitely be
game,
ready by that point.
that's fine. But when he sees us, there's a possibility he going to go out again. Oh, but you know what? That's going to be our fault again.
Right.
Our fault that y'all
Copping these
lost.
tickets right now.
Listen,
you
man,
heard?
I'm so looking
on
forward
it.
to this game because these 40 Weiner fans,
Dude, they really launched themselves up with the likes of the Vikings fans and the Saints
Oh,
fans.
yeah. And
this
quick,
past year,
too,
man.
bro.
Yeah.
Because
Because honestly, I didn't have
fast
any.
this
I didn't have any bad blood with
I don't
any.
care about the
And honestly,
49ers.
love my girl Jen Kincaid. You know, happy birthday to Tim yesterday.
Happy birthday to
Yo,
But
too.
the rest of that fan base, man. I mean, I have
Yeah.
never heard such a group of whiners in my life.
You're trying to
told
say
him
they
Russ is still out there.
trying to say heart pumps Kool-Aid?
Heart pumps Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Is that a saying?
Yeah.
It's the Gale saying.
You never heard that saying?
Nope.
Won't bust a grape in a fruit fight?
Yes,
I've heard
I
that.
know what
That's
you're
the
saying,
Jay-Z
yeah.
song. Kool-Aid in a arteries, bro. What are you
I'm
talking about?
deleting the hell out of this picture, bro.
Yeah.
Ooh, wait till I get backstage, boy. I'm on.
Nope.
Yo, I'm bringing up a
Dude,
quote.
his mouth
There it
is all
is.
this the snap
There
back
it
there.
I'm bringing up a quote from their. We're not talking about players. We're talking about head coaches here.
Yeah, I was gonna say you heard what he said about his wife, right?
Oh, do tell.
Oh, the freaking he said that his wife got basically like verbally accosted in the stands, and so he's not gonna bring her to Philadelphia this time around. And like you hear all these stories, but all these things, nothing ever goes viral. No one ever is recording it in the moment, right? Like you see all these fan fights and all these things everywhere, and it's like all these mysterious events happen in the link, and nothing is ever recorded, bro. Come on, get them out of there.
I do love that the Bosa thing was recorded though. That was awesome. Bosa
I didn't
walking
even see
into
that.
this. You didn't see
Oh
that?
yeah, I
bro.
did see that. I did see that.
That
Yeah.
was the best.
Bosa, why aren't you playing today, Bosa? And then he starts talking about his pockets.
Yeah.
But when you got guys talking about how much money they make, you know that you won.
Yeah, facts.
But look, now I want to bring up this quote from their head coach. I mean, this is I don't know how that makes you, but talk about it amongst yourselves. I'll read it for you. But I'm glad we're not playing Philly week 1. I want to play them at a better time. I want to make sure our whole team is right there. ... means he was really thinking about it. We feel like we didn't get to do it last time, and I'm ready to go back again.
Does he really think his team won't be hurt week 13? Let's be
on.
serious.
When I tell you that I hope to God that in the third quarter we're up by like 3-4 possessions and we continue not to take our foot off the gas, I want to win by fucking 60, bro. Like I want them.
That's
to
a Marcus
destroy the
Mariota in the
Niners.
second half game, bro. He gonna throw for 220 and 2 tutties, man, because we ain't even got to play the real guys no more.
Now, just in case you were wondering, one of the saltiest players in the league, all-pro salt player.
gotta be
Week
better than that.
13, 4:25 Eastern Standard Time, December 3rd.
That's
Mark it
okay.
on your calendar because Debo is going to be feeling a certain way. Can we agree?
That's a win right
Oh,
there.
hell yeah.
Definitely
That's
agree.
dope.
So week 13, our records stand at
12-0.
12-0.
11
11
and
and
1.
I'm not even.
Which still feels high to me.
I'm not budgeting.
It feels very high, but also I can see them winning.
I like how we're
all of
just
those
rolling
games.
through dubs in this gauntlet, Chris. Like we're talking about that's the hardest part of the schedule. Dub.
I'm not playing around. Like I do feel very confident about this team. Like I think Prime said it on the last podcast. As much as how tough the schedule is, these other teams don't realize how tough this Eagles team is.
Thank you.
Oh, facts.
Thank you.
So week 14 at Dallas is the game that Prime is talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Again, there will be a trip. Philly Sports Trips is doing a trip to Dallas, I believe. Correct?
Correct.
It's a win.
And this is a Sunday night football game.
It's a win.
Yeah. I want to go back for this one specifically, man, because the last time I went there for a Sunday night football game, we did take a L. Carson lost.
820 game.
But I gotta tell you straight up, I had one of the best times in my life in Dallas, man. It was a great time. The fan base was all over the place. I didn't have to worry about going up against fan bases. It's like going back to the earlier statement you made in the beginning of the segment, bro. This is a fan base that argues amongst themselves, and that's what I was in the middle of. An argument amongst old school and new school. When these new school starts talking about all these championships they have under their belts, that's when the old schools just started kicking in and say, shut your mouth. You don't know nothing about championships because you weren't around for the shit. I said no more. I didn't have to say shit. I just stood there with my arms crossed and was enjoying the show, man. But I mean, it was a great chemistry. You know, I mean, the place was like, it's just crazy up in there. I'm not going front, man. One of the nicest stadiums I've been in, besides Mercedes-Benz stadiums. The screen is like ridiculous.
You're showing a lot of love at the Dallas.
No, I'm just saying though. Like I took the tour the day before for my brother, and I disrespected.
You also did something else. Yeah, you also did something else.
I disrespected the hell out of that stadium, and I'm looking forward to going back and doing it again.
We were simulating a peeing action on the Star. That's what you're now. Also, again, I feel confident.
I'm calling for the Dallas sweep this year. So
I'm calling for the Dallas sweep too, man.
13-0.
13-0. Let's go.
We swapped it out, so that's a win right here. Yes, sir.
12-1.
12-1.
Ev's loss coming against Ayahuasca Jets, and then Mal's got the first loss coming against
the first Dallas
Cowboys
game.
at home. Yep.
Cowboys at home. Okay. Moving right along. We're almost there against week 15, Grunge Rock City, Seattle. This is a game, again, Seattle's been on one. They've been on an upward spiral with Geno Smith, who would have known. Had a great draft. They got JSN. They got our other guy, Devin Witherspoon. They've got Tyreek Woolen, Kobe Bryant. They've added young talent. They got Evans Boy.
They brought
Walker, and then they got our other wine guy, Charbonnet.
Yeah,
they brought Bobby Wagner back, right? They got a nice linebacking group.
They got the pumpkin sound.
I think that we know who Geno is, though, right? Like Geno's gonna be Geno, so I think we see bad Geno in Seattle. 10-point win. I get him out of here. Let's go.
I think Seattle, I've been saying this since the draft. I think that they followed the same exact script that the Jets followed last year in going out and grabbing the best wide receiver and the best corner in the draft.
Yeah.
And we saw how that played out for the Jets.
Yeah.
Going out and get Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. I think that it's going to have a similar impact on the Seattle team. And if we're just being realistic here, I got to throw another loss in, bro. I think that this is going to be a no.
This is the one that I'm worried about, man. This is the one where I think we're going to end up catching the L as well, man. I don't like playing in Seattle. I don't like that air. I don't like the way these guys play when they're on that field, and that 12-man stadium is no joke. I have a cousin who's a Seattle fan, and she was a real diehard Russell Wilson fan. So
Prime got a cousin of so many cousins of so
Yeah.
many NFL teams. So I met mad people in his family that are like,
yeah, but
bro.
she tells me, she's been up there. She tells me the atmosphere is no joke up there. I've been watching these boys play there, and they never play their best game. I don't know. I'm always hoping for a change, but for some reason, man, this one, it was always the one that I was always scared to come across. And yeah, I think this is where the first L for me is going to come.
Gail.
Because he was trying to duck right up out of it. Start.
All right, let's go.
I was literally trying to. I was like, damn, Prime caved in. God damn. I'm gonna say this is W.
2020 is right. Gino is no Russell, but it just, I don't know, man. I think this one's going to be the one that they're just going to be.
This is going to be great vibes. It's another dub. Eagles, in my book, are still undefeated.
Right. So Evan is what, 11-2. Now you took a W, 12-1.
Yeah.
I'm 12-1, and Gail is 13-0. Okay.
Wait, no, we missing a number.
Are we missing? Are we? Well,
we should be adding up to 15 right now.
Yes.
So I'm
13-2.
13-2.
I'm 14 and me and Prime 14-1. Gail 15-0.
14-1. All right, my bad.
So week 16 at versus New York Giants.
No, that math is still off, bro.
No, because we had the bye. Yeah, but you're right.
It should be one less because with the bye, we shouldn't be pushing up to 16. It should be 14.
Yeah, it'd be up to 14, right?
Be up to 14 going into 16.
So I'm 12-2.
Yeah.
13-1, me and you, and he's going to be 14.
14-0. All right, there we go.
So what about this Giants game? We know Giants, they added Waller. Guy often injured. If you talk to Raider fans, they feel a certain way about him stealing money. But if he's back to healthy, they've added some pieces in the draft. They've given some money to Danny Dimes. Their running back is holding out for more money. Their coach is on one
in the draft.
I think it's kind of hilarious too. A lot of the Giants fans I've talked to that even after paying Danny Dimes all that money, they're still sitting there like, oh, we're still kind of behind the Eagles in this division. They're realistic about it, but it's just funny to me that like you just dumped all that money into someone that you are confident is not going to get you over the NFC East hump.
Exactly.
And Daniel Jones's cap hits are absurd, bro. Like when you compare what Jalen Hurts' structure of his contract looks like to Daniel Jones, oh my gosh, like robbed them, killed them, made them where they can't even compete anymore for real.
I don't even think they're going to be able to do anything with Barkley. Yeah, I don't even think they're going.
Exactly.
Oh man, it's kind of funny because I gotta put an L in here somewhere.
Do you?
Well, see, I'm gonna be. Can I just go real quick because I'm gonna say that this is gonna be one that is gonna pretty much fall onto the second string, maybe third string, because I think we're gonna have things wrapped up. Now, not saying the first string ain't playing; they're just not gonna be playing the full game. So this is where I just started, seeing it's gonna be up in the air. You know what I mean? So this could be one that could fall into an L, and I'm okay with it because we done did our job.
I think I might have to retrack I might have to add a loss.
No. Just
don't
go
do that,
back,
brother.
Yeah, there ain't no go back. Let them know, man. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Can't do that, brother.
You're undefeated right now, bro.
No, I'll go week 18 loss.
There you go.
I mean, we haven't gotten there yet.
Because we'll be sitting our starters then. How about that?
So it's groundbreaking analysis right there.
Hey, Mariota's gonna be playing. You're gonna be throwing up to Greg Ward. It's gonna be real.
All right. You're already all the stuff I was gonna say for week 18. So
real hard hitting analysis, pal. We got the Gannon Bowl here. I think
they're not even gonna score, dog.
I think
they're not even gonna get points.
He might get fired by then.
That defense is going to. It's when it's like when your dog bites the owner's hand. Like that defense is going to turn. The hungry dogs are going to attack their former leader.
Yeah, and as it stands right now, I mean the way that we're all anticipating this Eagles season to go. I mean, regardless of the fact that I have 2 losses right now, Gale's got them undefeated. I think that if that is the position that we're going to be in, then we almost have the number one spot in the NFC locked up at this point. Even with that being said, I think that our backups can beat Arizona, because I think that Arizona realistically is the worst team in the NFL this coming year. I am banking on it right now. I bet they are the first overall draft pick next year.
They got them going picking first and second next year because they got Houston's pick. So like Arizona's in shambles, bro. And then we don't even know if Kyler will be back for that game, right? They're like, he's still rehabbing his knee injury. We have no idea what he looks like. We do know that the first year returning from an ACL tear is usually a tough year for a player, especially for quarterbacks that rely on athleticism. So Jonathan Gannon as a head coach, he was a terrible defensive coordinator. Now he's running the show. I think that team, if they win 2 games this year, I'll be shocked.
And the dude's got no accountability. I mean,
None.
for a
He has no
guy that,
personality.
I mean, just the way that he handled that whole post Super Bowl thing, where he wasn't talking to the media, he wasn't taking any questions about it when he first got the head coaching job.
Didn't talk at all during the draft.
Yeah,
like
bro.
He's a clown.
So which I forgot to look at which game is the Christmas game.
The Giants, the
Giants
one
that we just talked about.
I tried to too much sauce. I totally forgot to bring up a meme. Sorry.
I feel like we can go back and share that.
Just that. Can't go back for nothing else.
Oh God. Shout out to Boston Scott for always being a thorn in the side of the
The Giant killer.
Giants. So how the Eagles stole Christmas happened last week. So that's gonna be a good vibe. Did you guys watch the Eagles schedule release video?
I did not.
Did they do anything crazy?
Not that I can think
I ain't
of.
even seen anything really.
If you guys go, if you want to see one that's really funny, go check out Tennessee Titans release video.
Yeah, that's
probably the funniest one that I've seen. Moving right along, we just said Arizona. We got week 18 Giants. We're sitting our starters.
I think it's a loss.
Giants are trying to get in the playoffs. They're trying to beat our third stringers. I see Nolan Smith still getting pressure. Our second and third string teams are pretty tough. No,
you're gonna give us a W here? You gonna change your mind?
No, I got an L. I have an L, and I do think in the gauntlet, if I'm going back, I think we could catch one L in that gauntlet.
Yeah.
If you catch one L in that gauntlet, you are the best team in football. So that's how I feel.
We're not losing on Christmas either.
Yeah, no, I mean, I see this being an L, but I mean that will round me out to a 14-3 record, which I would be over the moon about, bro.
Yeah, why not?
There's nothing to be said about a 14-3 record.
Not at all. Not at all.
I'm gonna say 15-2 if I'm being serious, or a 14-3. That could be
somewhere in there. Yeah,
that's definitely. Pete says 11-6.
6 losses.
The ceiling is 14-3 or 15-2.
The only way I see us catching 6 L's is if we end injuries, or if we, for whatever reason, offense, defense doesn't click early on in the season, and maybe we split the first 4 games 2-2 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you maybe add on 2 or 3 more within the gauntlet. But I don't see it. I think continuity is important. We still have the same head coach. We have a quarterback still driving the ship. Most of our best defensive players came back. I think this, again, it's all going to prove itself when the games come. But if we survive that gauntlet, 1 loss, 2 losses, I stand on. I think that's the best team in football, man. Because if you put every other team through that gauntlet, I feel like they lose more games than us. So
and I even feel like we got some wiggle room in here. I mean, Todd has them at 13-4, and even with that, I think that secures the number 1 spot in the NFC. Like, as long as you win at least 13 games, I think you can win. That first round bye and home field advantage.
Well, you got to beat San
That is
Fran,
so key,
bro.
man. That is so key. Like, home field advantage is like cruise control for the playoffs.
You got to beat San Fran, right? You got to beat Dallas at least once, and you got to beat the Giants at least once, in my opinion. But if you get those, Yes.
Now, Wealthy Mind says, last
This is
question,
here,
does Hurts
baby.
take home MVP? I think he has a great shot to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he does too.
Granted, I'm not going to even say the word. I think he's going to be healthy.
Yes.
Again, he's not going to be playing on the frozen tundra of Chicago. Can you all get a dome in Chicago, please? For the
That
love
takes away the competitive advantage.
of your fans.
Before they get a dome, can they get a field that is not horrendous from the 1950s, bro?
Who's
They're
trying to get
I've
pneumonia
never heard
December?
so many players complain about a field in my life, dude. Even
So-
the home players don't like playing at the damn stadium.
Primo was all geeked up to go to Chicago. Was talking about Chicago TV show he watches, and then he found out it was 15 degrees. He's like, oh, something came up again. They're gonna be big. I'm not gonna,
I wasn't gonna waste the trip to be all cold and shit.
I don't think I'm gonna make this one.
Might as well stay home. Shit.
Yeah.
So Tim Perkins has a 15-2. Elena reminds us that any given Sunday we can whoop any team's ass.
Facts.
That Seattle game might be a little tricky as well. I'm just letting y'all know.
That's why I
Evans
said it was
singing Pearl Jam in the fucking stadium, lost in the sauce while it's raining on him. I can see that. Deep Sky Bry says, which game does Philly wear the Kelly Green?
I would love to know, man.
Every game.
I'm down to rocking that shit.
Do you drop that? Do you drop the opening game? The opener?
I would love it. I don't think that they go alternates week 1 though. I just don't see that happen. Maybe week 2, the home opener. I could see that. Could see some Kelly Green action. But let me get your guys' perspective because like this is something that I've heard. I started following the team when we were already past the Kelly Green era, right at the beginning of the McNabb era. That was when I
thought.
Huh?
No, you definitely weren't even thought of.
I'm just saying, like a lot of the talk I hear from people that followed the team through the Kelly Green era is, oh well, we never won shit. Kelly Green, Midnight Green is where we actually won anything, and there's a lot of people that are. There's a lot of people that are against it. So, like, what's your guys' thought on that? You like the Kelly Green? Yeah.
No, like you go back to that
vibes, bro.
That statement you said. The Eagles never won shit in Kelly Green. They won championships.
In the 40s and 1960?
Yeah, but it's still factual. I can't be like, they didn't win. Because I was saying to my dad at a diner one day, I was like talking about, I never seen it. I was like, Dad, how's it feel like not being able to see a championship? It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I saw a championship. Meanwhile, my dad is reaching 90.
Yeah.
So he did see those championship teams.
Did he see them in the 40s too?
Yeah. So it's
I'll be one to put you up to par, Evan. You're right. I mean, they didn't really win anything. They didn't have what we got. What we got 90s. Now. Yeah, what we got now, they didn't have that. I think we're in a great position to bring those jerseys back and redeem ourselves with those things. Yeah, sure. So I'm definitely not even paying attention to none of that bullshit. We had one opportunity and we went 9-0 in those jerseys, and then all of a sudden, Randall took a bad injury and it messed our whole season up for the rest of the way, and we ended up losing.
I've heard about that year, and I didn't realize that we had went 9-0. I was always under the impression he got injured like first or second week of that year.
Nah, we went 9-0, man, and we ended up going 9 straight games after that one with Elsa. So it was crucial. It was crucial, but. Nah, man, we're bringing them back for a reason. Now, those are the ones that I would never, ever want to see come back out of the chamber again. Don't ever do that to my squad again, man. When people show up to the stadium in those jerseys, I'll be like, what the fuck?
I'm with Prime, man. I feel like, history is history. We're in a brand new situation. We have a team that is on the cusp of potentially putting themselves in like a legitimate conversation as a year-by-year championship contender. So for me, bring them out, it gives an opportunity for younger fans to see this team in a historic jersey. And the Kelly Green Giants is fire, bro, right? Dude, that's nice. Just a dope ass combination. So I would love to see it. Todd mentioned the Christmas game. That was what I was thinking. Like, that's the perfect opportunity to bring them joints out if there is one. So yeah, don't live in the past, man. We a whole different organization, a whole different franchise at this point.
That hurts
Yes, bro.
Yeah, but they got to bring them out sooner than Christmas, man. I can't wait till Christmas for them babies, man.
Oh no, I think you see them before then, but I feel like Christmas is the perfect opportunity.
I'm cool with that.
To rock them Johns too.
I'm definitely cool with that. But
I mean, we had the blackout period of the jerseys. We got shout out to Douglas Michael. He says, remember the yellow and white and blue jerseys? Those were ugly, and the only person I remember rocking those was I'm not going to say his name, but
Kale's dad's like, I remember being there at Connie Mack Stadium.
I was like, I was like, damn, bro, you gotta. I was like, you do have a fact. You got that is fact. Because I was like, man, you've seen losses for years. I've seen championships. What are you talking about? What I was gonna say something. Now, this Kelly Green moment is huge for me because I love Kelly Green. I've been painting these damn Kelly Green kicks for like years now. Yeah. Now Nike's dropping every shade of Kelly Green. I don't have to do customs anymore. So they're on the verge of taking me out. So shout out to you, Nike.
Nice.
Trying to do the Lord's work over here. There was one other thing I was about to say. Can't remember.
Yes.
But shout out to you guys that have stuck around in the chat and walk through the whole schedule with us. Again, shout out to Philly Sports Trips. I think they got their hands full this year. It's going to be a big year for tailgating. Again, we will be tailgating at home games this year. Evan is. I saw Evan out in the field. He was working his wrists. He was like, getting ready for the cheesesteaks.
Limbering them up.
This guy's been doing yoga. He's ready for a huge season this year. All pro cheesesteaks.
Yeah, I'm not doing yoga, but yeah,
doing yoga. Listen to Pearl Jam in the field.
Those two don't even mix.
Okay. And then Prime's getting ready because he's got to throw people out of tailgates. He's been in the gym. The other thing is Matt. Is Mal going to grace us with his presence?
Yeah, man.
I'm out there, bro. I'm definitely going to be out there. The little homie here, man, I had to be on the low last season. I had planned to pop out, and he came early, so the change had to happen, and we've been low since he had to get vaccinated and stuff. But I'm out here, man. He'll be one, so either wife and him might pop out.
We want to have a Simba moment where you're holding him up in front of the tailgate.
You already know.
I had mine, so we got to get yours.
You already know, man. We're gonna get it done.
So
Cool Tone says we're either going to play 16 or 18 games during the regular season this year.
What about Kelsey's mom got that wrong? Everyone was like, Kelsey's mom.
What's she wrong?
She said we're gonna play week 2.
She said week 2 or week 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gotcha. I sort of figured that was cap, yo.
Yeah,
she was she had too much dip on her chip. She was riding on high. She kind of put a tarnish in her game.
We're trying to come out there, Pete.
Last word before we get out of here. I want to go with Primo.
Nah, hey, the schedule's here. We already know who we're going up against. So I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to the trips. Definitely got to start planning all that stuff and getting ready for these tailgates. Besides all that, another day closer to football season, man. You know what I mean? So let's get ready. We're gonna come full force like we did last year, and might even come even stronger this year. So I'm looking forward to it. Other than that, stay safe, stay blessed. Check on your peoples. And like always, fly Eagles fly.
Mr. Mao, last word.
Yeah, man. Shouts out to us being uniform. Look at our names, right? Look at Prime doing it right. Look at Gail got it correct. Look at Mao doing the thing. And then look at Hollywood Hearn. So my last word is Hearn. Tighten up, man. Get it together, brother. We supposed to be uniform. We all on the same page, man. But no, I'm just excited about this season. Definitely excited to pop out to the tailgates. It's been a long time, bro. I haven't seen y'all in that capacity in like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So it's been a minute. Looking forward to it. Excited about the season. Excited about the podcast this season. We're going to be broadcasting from a little spicier location and doing some things differently this year. So, man, it's going to be really, really cool. Great just evolution of this podcast and of this show. I love y'all boys. I love all the fans listening. Fly Eagles fly.
And Douglas Michael says, I'm going to try and make one of your tailgates this year. I will be flying in from Medellin, Colombia.
Oh,
That's Pablo Escobar. That ain't Douglas.
be careful, my boy.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
there's
Bring that
some,
stuff with you now, because you know what I mean? They know, they see where you coming from, my boy.
shout out to you. Shout out to Todd, man. We appreciate you.
Todd.
I just want to let you know, Todd, your poster's in the mail. The mail person was like, hey, is this confirmed? So if it gets lost in the mail, your address is not confirmed with the U.S. Postal Service. Okay, I don't know if you're living in some cave like Al Qaeda, but
Aaron Rodgers.
So Ev, last word before we get out of here.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just another exciting Eagles year, man. Coming off the year that we had last year, I mean, there's nothing. The sky is the limit. I mean, it's nice to be sitting here in a position where we're looking at like it's Super Bowl or bust this year. I mean, last year we came into it, we were hoping from a tremendous leap from Hurts, and that's exactly what we got. And what we get to reap from that is, a fortified defense that we got through the draft. Dude, as long as we can avoid the injury bug, I don't think that any of our predictions are out of pocket. I think that we are going to be in the teens as far as winning. It's fly, Eagles, fly, man. I mean, let's go get another chip.
And Mr. Cool Tone says, yes, I do have posters. So if you send your address to us at 4thandjawn@gmail.com, I will send it to you. I'm still getting across. I had to get more poster boxes because the DMs was flooded. Okay. And the lady at the mail at the post office like, really? Get all these boxes for me on a Friday? Yeah. But last word before I get out, hey man, it's a new season, it's a new vibe, it's a new team, new energy, young guys in here, the draft picks in here, the old heads in here. The fans, the same old fans. We get excited about the season. We get excited about the schedule. We get excited about going on the road and supporting our team. As always, it's fly, Eagles, fly. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces. Is that going?